So it both breaks my heart and angers me to report that a basketball teammate of mine a few weeks ago committed suicide, and he was a phenomenal human being with a family. And what I am both angry and heartbroken about is I got a feeling there's a lot of men struggling with a lot of different things towards relationships. Something I'm noticing a lot, and this isn't just with men, is this kind of blame culture towards genders. All men this, all women this. And I've been thinking about this for a little while. I've been hesitant to do this, but I've decided to create a weekly men's group where I'm going to do a 1 hour call with men. It's going to be free. I've been hesitant to do this because whenever I launch something new, I'm nervous how it's going to go. I'm nervous what it's going to be like, but I know it's important because when I found out that this basketball teammate of mine had killed himself, I picture this guy, and he was an amazing person. He was full of love, and he was a guy I wanted to be like. He was a veteran on my basketball team in university, and I was a rookie, and I wanted to be like him. And the fact that he's not here anymore, it fucking breaks my heart, and it makes me angry at the same time because it didn't have to happen. And I'm in this work because I believe there are so many incredible possibilities for so many of us. And then shit gets in the way. Our own stuff gets in the way. Our circumstances get in the way. All kinds of things get in the way. And so I'm going to be with an intention to close the gap on creating great relationships for men, for women. I'm going to be leading a weekly men's group. This week it's going to be on Friday at 6 p.m. PST. You can just join the community page through the link in my bio to reserve your spot for that. And we're going to be discussing some of the challenges that men face, particularly what it is to be masculine in relationships today. There's an attack on genders, on all kinds of generalizations of people. And I think particularly with men, my generalization here is that a lot of us men will deal with that by ourselves and will suffer in silence, and then it leads to things like suicide. And I believe that's why the suicide rate 75% are men. And it just doesn't have to happen. To me, it's like, fuck, like it does not have to happen. A short story with you guys. There was a point in my life where I was suicidal. And like to the point where I checked myself in a hospital. And I thought I was worth it. I was in so much pain in my head, not physical pain, in my head, that I thought the best solution to end the pain would be to end my life. And that is not a solution. The hole that it leaves for the people in our life is fucking terrible. And so with the help to create connection, which is what everything I do is for, to create connection, that's what we're going to do this men's group for, in honoring of this teammate of mine, and to cause more connection, to have us disappear some challenges, disappear some problems. So if you want to join that, just go ahead and click the link in my bio to reserve your spot for this Friday night, PST 6. I'll write the details somewhere. But yeah, if I was to tell you right now that I was suicidal years ago, and to be living the life I have right now with my brand new son and my wife in my dream home with all these incredible things I get to do and this incredible career I get to have, like back then, that version of me would have thought this shit was impossible. There's no way. I didn't see the light at any tunnel. But what this work is about, and what I'm sharing content for, is to begin to crack the door open of possibilities. I so strongly believe in momentum, the power of momentum. And so much of our anxiety and fears and challenges are because we're predicting pain. It's not the pain we're living now. It's that we feel like whatever we do, it's not going to work. And that hurts. It's not the thing right now that's hurting. It's the feeling of helplessness. And so a huge part of what I continue to train people in is the skill of building momentum. It's such a powerful thing. When we start to clean up a couple things in our life, the momentum that carries that into our romantic relationships, into our family, into our lifestyle, into our career, it's extraordinary how fast things can change. But if we get stuck on, I need to know the next 11 steps, and I need to know for sure that they're going to work, we get paralyzed because we know that we can't believe that. It's too much of a stretch. So that's what causes procrastination. That's what causes cynicism, all kinds of things like that. So this is my intention to create some new opportunities is with that men's group. And of course, more services that I'm going to be offering in my community page, as well as different programs and stuff. So really encourage you to get some coaching to find out if it's a fit for you. You can do that through the link in my bio as well. Apply for a discovery call. I'm going to talk about this stuff all the time. I'm going to share more about what I do for people because I've just seen what's possible. I've seen people have extraordinary breakthroughs in life. There's nothing I haven't seen. The challenges people come with, the stories that people think they're the only ones. It's like, no, not even close. Tons of people dealing with the same kind of challenges. And it's a human need, not a want, it's human need to have connection. That's why we feel so depressed and sad or numb ourselves when we don't have it. So it's just so worth it. So that's my quick rant for you guys, an announcement for you. And I'll just stay on like I usually do for 5 minutes or so for any questions that people have. So if you got questions about relationships, if you got questions about anything you want to share, then go ahead, ask a clear question, and I'll answer it. Just going through the chat here. I'd like to join this group. SNDY Christie, you're welcome. You're welcome to join. Just click the link in my bio and you'll see join community page. You'll just leave your email and name there. You'll be in my community page and you can join the meetup. So you'll see the details for it. That's going to happen this Friday. I'm super excited about it. I think we're going to talk about masculinity this week. That's my intention. So let me scroll down. Let's see. Your videos are amazing. Thank you so much. Do you think with your avoiding topics you will do MH, IE, UEPD, BP? I don't know what UEPD is or MH. Oh, you mean mental health? Do you think you're avoiding topics you will do with mental? Sorry, you got to clarify that question a little bit. I don't quite understand. Yeah, if you could clarify that question. Anybody else want to ask a question? Just looking here. All right, I'll pop off in a sec if no one's got any questions, but I'm happy to answer one or two while you're here. Someone trying to join my video? I think people do that by accident. I see a question popping in here. No questions? Okay, cool. Awesome, you guys. Well, that's my 2 cents. And just really grateful. There we go. You do topics to do with attachments. Will you start covering borderline personality? Probably not. Borderline personality disorder, I think, is more the realm of a psychologist. And I wouldn't say that I have the skill set to properly speak about that. And I don't want to make any assumptions. So, yeah, I think coaching can help with that. But I think when it comes to any sort of diagnosed disorders, it's very important to seek a professional with that skill set, with that level of knowledge. Okay, now I see some questions coming in. Awesome. How to approach avoidant man after there was 4 weeks of no talk time for him, yet he's still not contacting me after that time passed. There was no time frame set. What do you want to say, but you're scared to? Answer that question and take that action. That would be my question I ask for a lot of people in coaching is, what do you want to say that you're scared to? That's a very revealing question. So there's probably something you want to say right now. You're just not sure how. That's probably the thing to say. Okay. But also I would ask you, is this something you're actually okay with tolerating? Or is there some people pleasing going on here? Am I married? Yes, I'm married. My wife and I met 4.5 years ago. We've been married for over a year, and our baby was born almost 4 weeks ago. Oh, 4 weeks ago today. Yeah. How long did we date before marriage? Yeah, 3 years. My wife and I have been engaged twice. We were engaged, we broke up. I discovered some incredible blind spots about how I was being in that relationship. She discovered some incredible blind spots. We got back together, started dating again, and then I proposed to her again, and then we got married. So that's a whole other story. Catalina, you said you wrote it. Where did you write it? I can't find these things. I just see something that says question from stories, but it doesn't say a person in there. Ah, there you go, Catalina. I see it. Is it possible that a guy can have a legit girl who's a friend and not have any hidden intentions? These are tough questions. Of course it's possible. And to me, there needs to be clear boundaries in that relationship. My wife has male friends, but the degree to which they're close is clear. Okay, my wife would never touch them the way that she touches me. She would never share things about our relationship that she wouldn't share with me first. You know, one of the things that I am very proud of about my relationship with my wife is we go to each other with conflict. We don't go to our friends or our family. You know, you keep it in the house. And so if we have a challenge with each other, my wife and I would never talk shit about each other towards anybody else. The only time you would hear me talking about my wife would be about praising her towards other people. You deal with it in-house before you go out of the house with that stuff. That to me is very important. How can I help my husband step out of his comfort zone without him feeling first doing it? Without him feeling first doing it? Not sure what that means. If you want to help anybody get out of their comfort zone, what you want to first recognize is that your comfort zone and their comfort zone look different. This is something that I was struggling with my wife at the beginning when we were together. For me, it's very easy to share and speak on all different kinds of emotion. Obviously, I do this for a profession. For my wife, that's more difficult to share certain emotions that feel more vulnerable. Now, that being said, if I measure my ability to do that against her ability to do that, I'm going to think she's not out of her comfort zone. She's not trying. But here's the thing. Her simply sharing something that's vulnerable for her that might not be vulnerable for me is a big deal. And so the first thing is to stop comparing your comfort zone with theirs and to see what is the minimum step. Break it down to something really small. You know, my mom is visiting us right now, helping us with the baby. And, you know, we live in Indonesia and there's crazy bikes driving all over the place and the roads can be a little wild. So her comfort zone might be getting on the scooter with me to go to a cafe. That might be a huge deal. I do it every day, so it's nothing for me. So keep in mind that a comfort zone is relative, and that might help you open the door with him and create a little compassion for what he might be scared to do. Why do people move on so fast after they cheat on you? I don't know that that's true. I have two camps of thought about this. If someone moves on so fast after they cheat on you, their probably connection is very superficial, and therefore it's easier to walk away. Now, I think the question you want to look at more here would be about you and less about them. Okay, so what is it for you that maybe you stepped over in those relationships that you were maybe scared to interrupt? I always talk to people in their breakups. I ask, when was the first moment you stepped over your own integrity in that relationship? When was the first moment where you knew something was off and you didn't talk about it? You didn't get it clear. There's always a moment for all of us, and then that moment multiplies. It gets worse and worse and worse till we get fed up, and then we go, you know what, I hate you for this. Meanwhile, it was from something way, way back there, and like a volcano, all those things added together to explode. So I would look first there from what is it, a pattern in you that's allowing something that maybe you want to interrupt. But we don't know how fast people move on. You know, I know people who would never tell their ex that, you know, I'm still in love with you. And from the outside looking in, they look like they moved on. But people tell me things that they wouldn't tell other people just because of the nature of this profession. So I'd caution you to even consider how fast or not fast they've moved on. Thank you so much, Kay. Could I make a list of books I recommend? I'll give you some right now. So my Bible is Becoming Supernatural by Dr. Joe Dispenza. I'm reading it for the third time right now. Highly recommend it. I read that book, I feel powerful. I feel like I can influence things that otherwise I normally think I couldn't. That's one. Attached by Amir Levine is a fantastic book on attachment, gives you lots of clear examples. Highly recommend that book when it comes to relationships. What are some of my other favorites? I always advocate for meditation. I think that's absolutely huge. Another book, I love Almost Anything by Esther Perel. She's fantastic. Mating in Captivity is great for people who are in a long-term committed relationship, but they feel like the passion is missing. It's fantastic. Yeah, I saw your question, Catalina. Thanks for re-adding that. Let me answer two more and then I'll hop off. What if your ego was damaged as a child with teasing and it's affecting your confidence as an adult? Short answer, highly recommend relationship coaching. I was bullied a lot in school. I now can speak on stage in front of however many thousand people and I wouldn't be nervous. But before, I didn't have the confidence to speak up for myself in front of one person. And so to me, that can be all trained. But the challenge is most of us are not reacting from the situation in front of us. We're reacting from a past event that looks similar to what's happening right now. So if your ego is damaged, as you say, or you felt teased, then anything that resembles teasing now or criticism now is going to have you react with a lack of confidence. So we got to get that past in the past for you rather than dragging it towards a lack of confidence as an adult. So I would recommend coaching. Absolutely. How can you attract a good man? Again, I would recommend coaching, of course. My relationship program has helped many, many people do that. So if you're curious about that, you can click the link in my bio to do a discovery call with a member of my team and see which one of my programs is a fit for you. And partly this is me part of doing a men's group. I'm excited. There's a bunch of great men out there, and I want to, give some more power to all of us here in Connection. So, all right, you guys, I'll hop off here. You're amazing. Thank you for the questions. One last one. Quick advice for an avoidant woman, where to start. Think of the thing you're scared to address. Backpedal. What are 3 options that are less scary than that thing? Pick the easiest one. You're on your way. Avoidance is typically a result of, or typically manifests itself as wanting to run. So whatever it looks like for you to step forward in a way that's tangible for you, you're on the right direction. Keep going, one breadcrumb at a time. Momentum will build from there. Sending you love, guys. Thank you so much for paying attention for this long, and really appreciate the following, really appreciate the support. It's a privilege to do this work, and you all motivate me with your comments, with your questions, with your participation. So much love to you, and see you when I see you.